Hi everyone, welcome to Transformation Tuesday. Today we are going to dive deep into gratitude. I hope everyone had a fantastic week and you're preparing for the full moon, which is on Friday. It's a really good one. Hi. On now, super excited. Hello. So today we're going into gratitude. Well, hello, sir.
Hi, Margie. Looks like you're doing a good job there all by yourself.
Happy to see your face.
Hi, everyone. Yours too.
So I know we're going to explore gratitude, but let's start with how was your day?
Uh, it was busy. I had to focus now and then to be grateful for what was coming up. There was a lot of issues at work and such like this. So
Yeah.
um,
Today was
lots of these
lots of
are
things.
smoother.
Yeah. It was
And yours?
it had some surprises in it. Dealing with some things that are out of my control, basically, which is a lot of things, right? But it
Yeah.
had to do like with interacting with family and stuff, and so it was very interesting, like staying in my heart and in gratitude and going through the process with dealing with all the different personalities and emotions, right?
Mhm.
It definitely helps knowing that we can go into gratitude for all that we're being shown, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
No question.
yeah. It's been great, really great. So how
Hi,
did,
everyone, by the way.
yeah,
Good.
uh,
Few people there I know already.
yes. How did you do that at work today?
Um, Well, I've made a shift a while ago to where I've come to realize I've come to see that all of my past has been leading me pretty much where I need to go, regardless of what I go through. And that shift in itself now changes my perspective, or has changed my perspective almost completely for what comes.
Yeah,
I'm open to it, and I can remember that I'm going through things that I need to. That's my perspective anyway, that
yes.
life brings me what I need to lead me where I'm going. So I trust that it's all good and that all I have to do is be present with it and don't fight. Because I love a good fight.
I can be right there with you,
Yes.
throwing high heels and all. Um,
Yeah.
how about, I know that you wrote something. Would you like to share with us?
Oh, yeah. I've written several on gratitude.
Hmm.
Short one I did a few days ago. Every now and then comes desire to explore a new way or perspective just to see what might be. There's one that I love and now choose with each morning. Instead of coffee with sugar, a spoon of grateful instead. You may find, same as I, the taste is much sweeter and can last through the day. So it's just like a reminder. I was feeling like throwing a reminder out there for people. Everybody does it. It's all over the place on the internet, Facebook, but it never hurts to shoot another one out there to remind us we have the choice
Yeah.
to start our day that way. The
Yes.
gratitude is a very, very powerful energy, and it's talked about all the time, but I don't know if it's talked about enough as a tool
Yeah.
um, to focus on. The energy itself can initiate our own inner self-healing processes, right?
Yes.
That's how high vibe it is. So it's very beautiful and very important.
Even
Uh,
practicing just gratitude for the cup of coffee, right? That we can have that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I wrote it. It's like, yeah, I can have my multiple things. I got my hands. Say I'm living in Montana and the snowdrifts are 6 feet deep outside. My fingers are getting warmed. I'm getting the sensations of a cup through my fingers. I got the smell of the coffee there, and it looks coffee reflection always looks really cool.
Yeah.
You might be seeing mountains in the reflection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things within that as you put that spoon of grateful in there
Yeah.
that you can appreciate to start your day out. So we
You
just
know,
got to be aware, right?
yes. I actually was sharing with someone this morning. Um, they had an interaction with someone that triggered a bunch of things in them, right? Or
Hmm.
the interaction happened on Saturday, so it's been a few days, and so she's all been stirred up, right?
Right.
And allowed herself to get off balance. And so I shared with her, I said, have you ever thought about going into gratitude about what she shared with you about yourself and allowing you, she mirrored to you some stuff going on with you. And if you sent out gratitude to her instead for showing her places that you want to shine a little more light on, may be able to help you settle a little bit and also like own some responsibility for our own stuff, right?
Yes.
Right. And it settles it down. It's bringing your power back. I mean, gratitude is a very powerful tool.
Exactly. Before we find it, we're pretty much being controlled by what's outside of us and our ego and such.
Yeah.
And when we learn to tap into it, when we're able to clear the way again to it, we go into a place of taking our own power back, like you said, and we can allow things then to happen, right? And what you talked about was exactly what I'm saying. If I looked in to my past and see, once I realized that everything was leading me to things that I needed to see or places I needed to go, that shift was incredible. So now I would see something like that as, yeah, this is information coming in for me to look at. Maybe my higher self, we connected with the other person's higher self just to make that part of me visible to me. So, and of course, there may be some discomfort, but where is it going to lead me to? What's on the other side of the things that come up? Everything that we step through, many things for me have led to something amazing, more beauty in life or just incredible experiences. So the willingness and to go through these things is quite amazing. I mean, it's necessary, but
it is necessary. It's for me, gratitude was like in situations like that, like I shared with my friend this morning. It was challenging. And to practice that, because my head, I could say it in my head, but my heart didn't feel it. Roger, you want to read that? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, love the thoughts. Myself thinking got me into trouble. Time to have some gratitude. Exactly.
Yes.
Right. That's a major shift. The gratitude can be hard to touch at first. We need to focus on it. I spent much of my life not even really knowing what it was. And then I went into recovery at 22. I was in a not a good place there. And then I went into some years of darkness and all. But my ego and mind wanted to hang on to, didn't want anything to do with gratitude because it would be admitting that I had no justification anymore to hold on to my anger or victimhood. I like these things, negativity. I love those. All that self-centered, self-pity kind of stuff. It gave me a story, and I couldn't feel much joy in this. Even I liked feeling something, so the pain was good. But so we have to be willing to let go and make that shift. Let go of the things that the ego might want to hold on to. I know not everybody's like this. Some people are just born grateful, and it amazes me. It's totally beautiful. But I've had to work through a lot of things, and then. Once I could feel gratitude again, it's just like returning to our inner higher power, right? Our source energy, the love of our source, whatever you want to call it, divine. The gratitude is a very similar energy to the love, and it exists within us all the time, but all the beliefs and perspectives that we have, judgments, all that kind of thing, block us from touching it again. So we may find a lot of inner resistance making that shift, but it's very... Just being aware,
That's
usually
true,
going to some form. Yes.
Andrea, thank you for bringing that up, Andrea. I was just going to touch on that. She said that she usually goes into some form of judgment first and then catches herself, and then she can make the shift. And that's exactly, I was going to go into that, and also training ourselves to go into gratitude in situations, because at first it's a learning a new way of being, right? And so through repetition, even if maybe we're not feeling in every part of our body, we can first go into judgment and go, no, I'm going to go into gratitude for this. Now it just happens quickly, right? But in the beginning, when I started this practice, it was like, okay, I'm going to go into gratitude and do this, but I wouldn't necessarily feel it in all the centers of my body, right? But through repetition and the practice of it, the neural pathways in my brain got excited about gratitude. My energy systems got excited about gratitude, and it just comes in flowing. And it's actually a simple practice once we keep doing it. Roger, go ahead.
It's
Can you read it?
Yeah, yes. When you become aware of it, you can shift or create a new one, new identity. Yes. Of course, it's your choice.
Yeah.
The ego you can want the ego to stay in charge and feel all those things, but it's definitely always choice.
Yeah.
So exactly what you're talking about, Margie, and I wanted to talk about that. A lot of people, I think, we focus on gratitude for a couple minutes in the morning, perhaps, and then we go about our day and we get disrupted. But we have to retrain, rewire everything and make that a new habit. And we need to hold that higher frequency, faster frequency energies to get used to it. And it helps initiate the self-healing. Then we can begin to see things in a different way.
Yeah.
So as much time as you can focus, and I mean paying attention, like I go to the beach and I'll spend minutes just looking down at my feet and feeling the experience, the sensations running through my body, touching the sand. And it's like amazing. The gratitude, once we clear the way, it's just bubbling up within us, just like everything from divine or higher power. It's bubbling there, just wanting to come out. So we clear the way and we can just let it flow within almost any experience. I can sit here and, be grateful when I poke myself in the head just because of the sensations that run through my body. It's like I could never feel things like this before. I could never be present. And this is another thing about the gratitude is a very important shift. It'll bring us into the present moment and with ourselves, because we have to bring this energy out and consciously align to it and allow ourselves to feel it, right? So being in the moment is very important also. If you flip out to the past or future, you're going off into things that'll probably block that connection again to you. So lots of practice. I mean, if you could spend a month every day focusing on feeling gratitude as much as you could, you'd heal so much or let go of so much that you'd find yet you really don't have any value or have use for anymore in your life,
You're right.
It's amazing.
It physiologically changes us as well. I mean, there's scientific proof of that. It's also such a, it's interesting, I wake up in the morning and do like my stretch, right? And it's like, oh, I'm grateful to be in this body and all the little things that it takes to actually be able to do the act of that, right? And,
yes.
And grateful that I'm in a bed, even though my pillow right now I've been throwing away, right? Grateful that my cat's sleeping on my face and my neck. Legitimately grateful, actually. But also for just the act of being alive, right? Being in this physical body. And so there's something to do with ownership when we go into gratitude, for me at least. All of the experiences in my life, challenging, not challenging, whatever, right? I am truly, truly grateful for. It's given me the opportunity to sit here with you, right?
I was just thinking the same thing, looking at your eyeballs.
Yeah. It's
and you're smiling and everything.
Yeah, Andrea, you're right. Yes.
So they're sticking for me. I haven't seen anything past one a while ago.
Oh, she said that you're right. Like some people can't be grateful for the simplest things, right? But they
It's
layer on
like
top
I
of
say.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I never wanted to touch it before, and I had so many things in the way, feeling negative about myself, low self-worth and self-judgment and anger because things weren't going the right way in my life and feeling like a victim. All those things just totally block it.
I try to practice with it, with reframing some of how I say things. So instead of saying I have to go to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get to go to work. It's a great opportunity. I get to work with people I really care about. I work in an environment that I love, right? And I get the gift of that. And if I didn't like it, I could change it, right? I have choice.
Yeah.
I get to do homework. I get to do IG Live with Roger, The get reminds me of gratitude, right?
Yeah.
I do want to do a little shout out. Andrea's full moon reading is on Basmati, so everyone check it out. There's some really interesting energies coming in with this full moon. So be grateful for them. It's a good practice. Huh, Raj?
Yeah.
Because there's some huge shifts coming in. It's fantastic, actually. But that's another thing, Roger. As these shifts come in, and maybe they're pushing some of us a little bit and triggering us, as we practice gratitude. Is everything okay on your end?
It is, yes. I just adjusted, had to make an adjustment.
Okay. As these shifts come in and they're like poking us a little bit, yeah, her moon readings are incredible. How, as practicing gratitude in those really challenging times, what is something you can recommend by just saying, I'm grateful for this, like physical things that you might do. Look at that hairdo.
Well, first of all, I do a little shift to trusting that all is as it should be. If I'm getting poked and prodded with new energies, there's either something that I need to see, something I don't need anymore, that's no longer serves me, that needs to go. So I trust that everything is okay and feel whatever comes up. And then I just go within. I do something that brings me to the present. But I love nature, so I'll go out and sit with a tree, or be with, pay attention to wildflowers. Or
Nancy, that's fantastic. She said, I think all those shifts show me more of who I am, and that is so true. That is who we truly are. Yes, yes. Thank you.
So becoming present, the closer, deeper I can get within, say going directly within, can align me with the energy, because that's where the gratitude comes from, right? It's within our center. So being willing to let everything else flow. And I mean, you like to bring your attention to your center by putting your hand on your heart.
Yeah.
Right? I can touch myself anywhere. Yeah. I can breathe. One of the most amazing experiences to me in life is just the feeling of the breath coming in.
Yeah.
So if I focus on that, and I never used to recognize little things like that. Now the breath in to me has like really great beauty. It feels amazing. So this can draw me right inside and take my attention, put it to a place where I can typically find something to be grateful for,
Yeah. Even just, the act of being able to breathe, right?
Yeah.
And
not everybody is, a lot of people are in situations where a lot of their body issues interfere with those kinds of things. So I understand that, but, and there's a thing too where, self-centeredness and such can really, keep us away from gratitude. So I always like to, recommend people go out and get involved. So if there's like someone you can offer a hand to or something like this and take the attention off of your own issues, it can not necessarily by seeing what you see become grateful for what you have, but it just opens a space within you, and it removes your ego and mind from all of your own problems, and it opens up the heart, so that the gratitude can once again flow more freely. We're more apt to be able to touch it, in a situation like that. So if you're all wrapped up in your own stuff, it's unlikely, or it'll be much more challenging to touch it.
I'd like to ask anyone if they have a comment or how they practice gratitude in their lives, like a simple way that someone might practice gratitude in their lives. Like, you're poking, right? And you're touching my heart, or just really like thinking about the gift of being here. With all of
I can go outside. I have another writing too that I think I'll read.
Okay, but I'd like any comments to share of like a simple ways people practice gratitude and what that looks like and feels like to them.
And questions as well. Even if they're a bit off topic or something we covered right at the beginning.
That'd be great. Go ahead and share your reading, Roger.
Oh.
Please.
Okay, this one was more to do with being present, but it ends with gratitude.
Roger,
okay, here we go.
Real quick. Can you read that?
No, I cannot. It hasn't
Roger,
been
what
moved
did
to
you
me.
say the other day about the soul's perspective so big that we wouldn't even get involved with the petty stuff?
Well, yes, I've always had a kind of a big picture perspective, like not really feeling like I belonged here kind of led me to that. But I see myself now, what I've learned through energy work and everything that I've gone through, the study, is that I'm an infinite, eternal, divine being. Um, that I'm here basically in a like a mini vacation, a short vacation in the body. So, and my belief is that I've probably done it many times. So nothing's really going to happen to my essence. We are, like divine essence, divine presence is what we are, and that isn't destroyed um, when we leave the body. So
Yeah.
I don't really get attached to too much here, real seriously. I've never been materialistic, unless like um, I love to fish. Then I always had to have the best and
The best fishing rod.
this kind
Yeah,
of thing,
Holly,
right?
that's true. Sharing it to a person when I feel grateful for them, that's, yes, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
This is like as long as it's your truth, opens the heart right up, and the gratitude, it's a resonance right around love. So
yes, it is. And it
it's
spreads.
very powerful.
Yeah, Nancy, I go within, feel my center point with love for self, then allow that love to spiral out. Yeah,
It's the same. Yes, it's so close to the self love and love. It's like almost the same kind of thing. But I mean, self love. You're going to find loads of gratitude right mixed in with that, right?
yeah,
Just gratitude for being in your experience and for what your body brings to you. This is another way we could find gratitude for those who are mobile and things are working right.
yeah,
Just focus for a bit on what your feet do for you in a day. I
yeah,
mean, they feel out every step you take. They take you from here to there, up and down stairs. They might take you out into your recreational experiences, bring you walk. They deliver you to beauty, to another person. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Every part of our body, you could spend a half a day just on your feet
yeah,
in gratitude, right?
yeah, yes.
Um, it's amazing. And this helps you love yourself as well
I mean, our feet do a
because,
lot for us, Roger, if you think about it.
yes,
They're
yeah.
like, you know, I've gone some
There's a
miles
lot
with
of
my
miles
feet.
on these feet, and they've delivered us to a lot of experiences, right?
Yeah,
And every part of our body is some part of that. So without it, we wouldn't have nothing. We wouldn't have this experience. You know
that's
what I
right.
mean? Our soul
Yeah.
would get so present. But so, do you want me to read my writing?
I do. I do want to say one thing since you brought up the feet. Let me do this really quick. Another
Okay.
good practice, if we have areas of our body that may be challenging us a little bit right now or in discomfort, there's some really healing power in going into gratitude for one, what that's showing you, and two, that you actually have your knee or your foot that might be injured and that it's telling you something about yourself, but also still grateful that you have it, right? To feel that, right? Because it is
Yeah.
sharing, so it's telling you something. Our
Even if
body's
it
like,
doesn't feel like a positive experience.
yeah, it's
And of
telling you
course,
something.
there's nothing, you can do much more. There's nothing more healing that you could do really than send the energy of gratitude or love to part that has issues.
Yeah, that
Um,
needs a little more
because it's
light.
at an energetic level where it all starts,
Yeah,
right? So that just kicks everything up,
yeah,
gets it toward better, leading in a direction of healing. It initiates the self healing.
yes.
So, are there any more questions up there,
Not
Margie?
yet.
It's
Not
not
yet. You
moving.
go ahead with your reading, but I want to thank everyone. Really grateful for your comments and the interaction.
Yes, that's cool. The interaction's great. Gives us
Yeah,
something
Andrea,
to
that's
focus on as
Andrea said
well.
that makes sense. It's all a gift, every piece of it, you know?
Yes.
I mean, I know like when I had injured my feet, telling me to slow down a little bit and quit running from myself, right? I mean, there were some other things involved in that as well, but like literally like time to pay attention and focus and go within and see what you're running from, right? And it was me.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing else.
I've had issues with my legs as well. A lot of it having to do with not wanting to move forward,
Yeah.
go through fear, right? So
Yeah.
there's messages in every part
Yeah.
of body issues typically. So
Yeah. Let's do share. Share your reading.
okay, and just imagine this one is over. The background on this writing is over a beautiful lake. The sun is shining down onto the lake, glistening on the water. There's snow-covered mountains in the background, some trees off to the left. It's very beautiful.
It's a gorgeous,
Oh,
gorgeous picture.
here we go. I do my best to always remember this moment holds that which I have, the reassuring comfort of morning sun and cleanse of water on the skin, the soft caress of gentle breeze that lifts the flower's scent, and bliss in each life-giving breath that draws in, the wonder of beauty that my eyes set upon, and the joy in sharing with another our sorrow, our laughter, in the knowing that we are loved. For whom were these gifts meant, if not for me? With love and bowed head, I thank all that is. So this takes me into a lot of things because, well, like when I write these, I have to go into all of these things, right? So just reading it again is a reminder, and to have gratitude for all that is here. There's so many, just so many things that we can find once we clear our way to it.
Roger, someone commented that, every part of our body is doing the best that it can. It is showing us something, and that is so true. It is showing us something.
Yes.
Comment on how beautiful that was. That writing is beautiful, and I wish you could see the picture that goes along with it. It is.
It's on Instagram, and it's on my Facebook page. If anyone wants to see it, yes. Yeah. So we'll mention those at the end. But yes, the body is like our vehicle here. So
it talks.
Yeah, it does everything.
Yeah.
It's like our communicator between divine, and it's so divine to me. It's so divine, or a higher power can have an experience here through us. So it's like gives it a place to ride. Eh?
Roger.
Yes.
Someone we know said, so grateful for you two and the IG Tuesdays. Thank you guys for showing up in your comments.
Yeah.
It's encouraging.
If nobody showed up, we'd be talking to each other, and when we'd still have fun, but
yeah. But
just everybody here just kicked way up, way up.
Yes.
So
it does.
More gratitude for that.
Yeah.
Your presence.
Very great.
So no questions, no.
No, just tons of gratitude.
Okay. Well, it worked perfectly then, huh?
Yeah, it did. Yes. That is beautiful, and you can see it on Roger's Instagram. It's probably on your Facebook page as well, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
You want me to mention those now?
No, you can keep going, and we'll do it at the end. Or yes, you can. Whatever you want.
I've probably covered all the points that I want to take. We could reinforce them, though.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Go through them a bit. There's one thing I did want to mention. Self-awareness. In just about every one we talk about how important self-awareness is.
It's Wednesday morning there, right? Yes.
What's that?
Wednesday morning, and like grateful for us, and then love being here with you both. Thank you. That's Andrea.
Oh,
and then it's
cool.
Wednesday morning with I didn't see who it was, and now it's like swipes gone. But yay, I love that. It must be like Australia or somewhere, right? Where is that? Wednesday morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
12 hours ahead.
Yep. Australia. Yep. Yeah.
I have a couple friends. We both have a couple friends, but I also have one that you don't know.
Oh yeah. Self-awareness.
Right.
Yes. Wednesday morning.
So yeah, we'll talk about the self-awareness. Gratitude is not only a powerful tool for shifting your entire life, but it's a great way to find places where you may need to go and investigate a little bit. So if you go about your day with the intention of being grateful, pay attention to where you get whacked out of it, or where you may have some resistance going into it, and keep notes on those things. Because the resistance, these are all the things, the ego and our negativity, whatever, victimhood, disdain, envy, all these kinds of things will block us from it. So these are all things that they're like clouds around our heart that stop the gratitude from flowing again from within our heart. So if you want to go deeper, and the energy work is really good for this. as
Yes.
well. We work with a lot of the faster frequency fields like gratitude, unconditionality, love, those kinds of things. So if you have difficulty getting
Yeah.
through to the heart, the exposure to these fields to begin with and the work we do can help open that space up again. So,
Juliet
um,
said, great reminder, Roger, and so true. I
yeah,
wanted to
thank
share
you.
a little bit in some of the more challenging times in my life when I started practicing gratitude and really trying to go into it, even like in some really brutal moments, right? Um, that felt brutal to me at the time. Um,
Mhm.
Once I surrendered into that, right? Because I surrendered into gratitude, I was able to observe and get a bigger perspective of it and how I could work with whatever challenging situation was going on. It pulled me out of my pity party, right? It pulled me out of my pity party and allowed me to zoom out a bit and find a different way to navigate whatever situation I was going through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took you some work to do that, to
Yeah.
get to that point, did it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. I have another quick question. If anyone has done any energy work and how that, if they want to make a quick comment about how that helped them shift into gratitude or do the energy work in combination with gratitude, how it maybe helped clear more space for them to see things differently, how that looked in their life or felt in their body. Real quick though, just little short, yeah. I'd be curious, like the impact that you felt energy work and practicing with gratitude, what that shines light on for you.
And I'll comment
Yeah.
while you're waiting. When I started I mention this just about every time we're on. I drank when I was young, mid-teens. I started drinking and using anything pretty much that could get me away from where I was. I went into rehab at 22, spent some years in with 12-step work, quite a few very active years. But my ego, I kept pulling stuff back. I couldn't define a higher power that I was willing to let everything go to. So I broke away for a while, never used or drank again, but I spent a lot of years, went back into isolation and went into my own darkness. And I just empowered it extremely, probably so I would learn about it. But I started the energy work then, and I started getting exposed to these faster frequency fields, and it was like amazing. And it just started busting things loose for me. I didn't, at that time, I couldn't remember even what gratitude was or
Well,
self-love or anything.
I want you to continue, but I was just going to say clearing space allowed her to, I actually didn't get to read the rest of it, but it says clearing space allowed me to feel gratitude maybe more than ever because it removed a lot of the internal clutter. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the clouds I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The gratitude just wants to bubble out of us, just like divine love or, the higher power, this energy that we are. It wants to be.
Yes.
And we just have to clear the way. Just that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Being
I
heart
love that.
focused helped me get away from being too heady. The energy expanded my
Yeah,
focus. Yeah.
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 Mind, ego, that's all, lots of clutter.
Yeah.
Blocks us from touching our inner light again.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so
Continue on.
what was I? Okay. So this was probably the most important thing for me that happened was during this remote energy work, I was exposed to most of the work was with groups. No, it's all anonymous. You don't know anybody that's in the group. Somebody facilitates it, holds the field, this kind of thing. But we're working with the universal divine or spiritual field in very fast frequency energies, like I mentioned, unconditionality, love, gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, all of these things. And the energies within them, within those things were just amazing to me. And what it did was allow me to feel them again. And then I started seeing things, gratitude, just like love will shift your perspective. You'll stand back and become the observer of life, right?
Yeah.
Because you're more seeing from divine eyes than the bigger picture. So it shifts your whole perspective and you can start letting go of the past stuff. And most important, though, is to remember that those energies that you're feeling are coming from within. And then you learn to work with them.
Yeah.
And then the more you clear the way, the more you're able to say, okay, I'm choosing gratitude in this moment, and you just align to it,
Yeah.
right? It becomes our choice then.
Yeah.
We become free, but the reminder at the beginning was very important for me.
Yeah, and
Um,
it did, like you said, you could feel it. It might not have,
yeah,
gratitude or love and that unconditionality might be something we haven't felt since we were a baby or whatever
mm,
our life experience is, right? Have shared with us. It's this, there's this feeling that happens when that resonance hits you that like one brings me to tears, but also it's like this remembering and knowing, right? It's like, oh, I
yeah,
know
that's
this.
what
I
I
know
am.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it is that tremendously helped me. And it reminded me that I'm worthy of that. And I am that. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are that. We are that. We're
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So these are the things, yeah, like it still brings tears to my eyes. When I mean, if I, in a lot of times through my day, I just align to that love or whatever and let it flow, and it's just like I'm in love with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just brings tears. There's no sadness or anything. It's just like joy feeling it.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing from the turmoil of years past.
Yeah.
So, but it's all, perhaps there are many others out there. It's leading you. A lot of stuff you're going through is leading you to look for a better way, and perhaps it's leading you to look within again
Yeah.
and finding your way home, right?
Yes.
Through your heart.
Finding your way home right here. The
Yeah,
other gratitude, it's really interesting how this happened because it all works together, right? And it's like the chicken or the egg, right? It doesn't matter.
yeah,
But through practicing and working with the energy, it really opened up forgiveness, not only for myself, but other people in so many areas that it just, and it really did allow for true gratitude for every experience in this life, right? And it wasn't an overnight thing, but the way it worked with forgiveness for me was one of the most powerful tools I could have experienced in this life.
yeah. For me too. And what's amazing about it, we work with resonance of forgiveness as well, and it comes in a lot during sessions, especially when people start out. And what it is, it's a lot of people look at forgiveness as an action or a gift you give to somebody, and it's got nothing to do with that. It's like, up around love and unconditionality and compassion. It's right mixed up in those, and it's a resonance that you align to, and you can do it during a session. It's a frequency that you align to, and the forgiveness just happens. There's no action needed. It comes from within our heart as well. And I've been in a lot of sessions, especially early on, where I'd go through flashes of things, past things, and the compassion, the understanding, forgiveness, they just happen in a flash, and I'd get through the session, and it's like I got tears in my eyes. I know I just transformed something really cool,
Yeah.
and then you'll realize that you've let this person go,
Yeah.
and you've also taken back your power from that situation because everything's okay now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's just a resonance that we feel, and it just happens automatically. It's like it's an amazing another one of these, like a divine gift. There's so
Yes.
many energies in there that are so um, beautiful and powerful that we can work with. That
Yes.
so many things happen in ways that I never expected.
It's learning how to align to them and choose them and let go of
Yeah,
the old stuff. And I do believe like through repetition, right? Because maybe some of the patterns that we're working with, if we haven't practiced gratitude or forgiveness, we really have to retrain ourselves. It's like working out, right?
yeah,
I'm not going to go. Well, I did the other day, but like run like sprints if I haven't walked a mile, in
yeah, right.
all year. Um, but it's the repetition and practice that makes our physical body stronger, and it's the same with energy work or practicing gratitude. It's the feeling that the resonance, and it changes everything in our body to where we become, we're able to feel more, right? Not only in our body, but as things go on around us. And we're like, not, once we go into those higher frequencies like gratitude, it's almost like stuff doesn't latch onto you, right? You can just like, oh,
Yeah, it doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it
This
doesn't.
is taken.
And at first, you might have a little when you're first trying this type of work or practice, just because we are retraining not only our energetic system, right, but the neural pathways in our brain, and actually at cellular levels. And so there is some repetition involved in that and practice, just like the practicing the gratitude. You start with like the month, right? Of
Yeah,
wow, feel the coffee and what that looks like. The sound of when you grind the beans and the smell of that, right? Like, yeah.
there's a whole, yeah.
Yes.
Just in the morning coffee, you could spend like a week.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, we got to look that we've spent our entire lives building up the way we see things and the way we react and all our protection mechanisms and all this kind of thing. So all of these things need to be rewired, and perspective shift is the biggest, but which is on the other side of pretty much the ego wanting to keep control of everything. And you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it takes dedication and persistence
Repetition.
and
Yeah.
some surrender in a good way, and surrendering the ego pretty much, allowing it to drive, and then recognizing when things come up, the surrender comes in, and just allowing them to be and be present with the experience and know that the gratitude is still within.
Yeah.
And there's, much more, there's so much beauty beyond all of these things that I don't know. Not everyone is drawn to. I say a lot of people, they're just born grateful. A lot of people are totally satisfied in their life. That's cool. I was always driven. I didn't like the discomfort, but I was always kind of driven to pursue things further. And and I know there are a lot of other people like that. But this this is really important. I had a lot of friends in recovery that I saw, drop by the wayside, and what they decided near the end was that they weren't willing to shift to the grateful or the positive. It was like either too late or just wanting to hang on to what they had. And it's like, I didn't understand it. One was one of my best friends. He hadn't used again, but the life just was deteriorating because of the choice. So some of these tools, this gratitude especially, can be challenging to go in that direction, but it's very powerful and can often mean like life or death for us.
It is. It's like choosing a different way of living an identity. And there's a lot of fear that can come up for people as thinking that they're not going to know who they are without the old programming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new way, what's on the other side? Yeah. What am I going to be? It's like I'll be nothing. This is what I thought. Well, if all this stuff goes away, I'm just going to be like a blank, nothing. So there's really no point.
I actually went through a period of like, not only with that, but am I ever going to feel what joy feels like again? Am I ever going to feel what, like, of course we do. Of course we do.
Yeah.
And we have bits of being frustrated, right? It doesn't take it away, but it gives us more space, not only in our body and our energetic body, but to create choice for us and be non-reactive in our old patterns. We don't, those old patterns aren't us anyway. They're programming and patterns that were learned behavior.
It's from a place of force.
Yes. Yeah.
And trying to control everything to a place of power. You know what I mean? And then learning to allow what comes. You realize, I've come to realize that there's nothing that can harm me at the soul level. Nothing at all. Most of what I fear is the feelings. The fear in all of this was afraid of people's judgment and this kind of thing. There was so much lack of self-love. So I don't know. Moving through all that stuff.
Most people, I think, some people are, and I've heard this before and you've heard it, you know, a lot of people want a healing, but they don't want to be healed, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fear in being healed and being in your power. There can be, because
Yeah, you become
you
responsible.
become responsible. Yeah, you become responsible.
It's now up to,
Yeah,
we find out that our life experience is totally up to us. And
yeah,
that's a big, very big responsibility. You cannot blame anyone
yeah,
anymore once your stuff is gone.
yep.
So your attitude every day, your perspective every day, your choice in every moment, that's all you. There's nothing,
But it
not
always
always
has
what
been.
happens, but
That's the tricky
yeah,
part, Roger. It always,
that's
yeah,
key. We
yeah,
just forgot that. We covered it up with so much stuff, right? We always were fully empowered and responsible for everything, but we lost track of that somewhere along the way. So it's
yeah.
time to take charge of that again. You know, choose gratitude. Spending some time with it is a good first step.
Yes, it is.
So,
Gosh, I want to thank you all for being here. It definitely it fills my heart with gratitude and joy that you're all showing up every Tuesday and new people as well, and communicating with us. That's fantastic. I know, Roger, we really appreciate it, right?
yes,
Yeah,
much, very much.
yeah. And as
It's
always,
great.
Roger, it's Transformation Tuesday has turned into one of my, it's actually a full Transformation Tuesday. But yes, yes.
And
Thank
it's
you.
fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. Really fun. Thank you for being here, Roger.
Thank you and Basmati for the platform as well. I want to mention a couple things, if that's okay. Again,
Oh, yeah.
my website is recoveryourheart.com. My Facebook page is at recoveryourheart. Instagram is roger.recoveryourheart. And I put all my I got I guess there's up to 30 writings or so up there now. And a lot of them are very positive energy spent. If you read them, some of the pictures are pretty too.
They're really pretty.
But if you read them, spend time with them and feel it out. It's just like gratitude. I'll let the feelings from the writings come through you. These are things that are like,
There's a resonance in the writings that actually have energetic codes that when we allow them to come in as we read them, and the colors all work with that. And as you allow that into your body, as you read it, some really amazing
yeah,
shifts, you can feel them. Yeah.
the feeling. Try and feel what's within there and spend time with it a little bit. These aren't my own. I can't take credit for these. These are like, I don't know, just something and things that come to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, also I facilitate sacred self healing meetings here with usually first and third Fridays each month. There's one coming up this Friday in St. Petersburg at 7 p.m. at Meta Center on Central Avenue. You can email me at roger@recoveryourheart.com if you have any questions about that or find it. I'll be posting that tonight on Facebook. Those are very cool. Two of my teachers developed a 24-step program for overcoming ego and its addiction. So we just listened to two 20-minute recordings, guided meditations, which are designed to raise our vibrational frequency and work us through some things. And then we have a little bit of discussion, but nice way to spend a Friday night. And
I'm
I
still
think that's
waiting for
all I
us to
have
be
to
able to open that up through either Skype or Zoom or something, Roger.
Yeah. I've still been thinking about that. Yeah.
I won't let you forget.
We'll see how that unfolds. I'm gonna be a little laying low for a couple more weeks
Yeah.
here during April. I got some things going on, so
Yeah.
we'll see how things blossom and unfold after that.
Just also to let all of you know, his writings are great, and if you could see the pictures, they're fantastic. But I'm encouraging him for a little coffee table book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start reading them too, so I can express the energy that I felt when writing them.
Yeah.
And I'll plan to do that probably next month as well. And I'll just read one, do a few-minute thing on Facebook, a recording, and put that up there, and then a little discussion on the background of the energies that are within them, and
Awesome.
For whoever's calling them forth.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you all again for being here and your comments.
Yes.
We will see you in a week. enjoy this wonderful full moon on Friday. Well, Friday here, maybe Saturday for other people. And
Much love to everyone.
yes, and thank you, Roger. Have a fantastic, grateful week.
Thank you. You as well, Margie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.